This video shows a bat inspection, the phase where we get into the attic to assess life cycle and species involved, as well as assess damages and history, disease threats, and whatnot for clients. In this particular inspection, we found that this was big brown bats maternity colony. We found dead baby bats, which proves that it's maternal. Plus, the placement and clustering of the droppings also indicate that. Our bat inspections are very detailed. On average, we take over 100 photos of every home. We like to document exactly what's going on with that structure for insurance purposes and for any contractor restoration needs that might be required down the road. So you can see I'm taking a lot of photographs with a telescopic zoom camera to document very well what's going on in that particular attic and structure. In this situation, you can see that there's guano. Guano has guano is bat droppings. That's the name for bat droppings. Guano has the potential to carry a disease called histoplasmosis, so we try not to disturb those droppings. We're also wearing a full face respirator or a half mask respirator to protect our lungs from inhaling those fungus spores. You may notice also in the video that there's a history of birds that have pecked through the screens on attic vents, and that's the nesting material that you see hanging down, and you'll see it on the floor too. The bird droppings also have potential to carry different diseases, and so many of those diseases are airborne and inhalation risks. So, for all those reasons, we always wear respirators when we're working in confined places or anywhere where there's disease potential. Also, you may notice that this chimney has been knocked down below grade. It's no longer required. The client probably had a high efficiency furnace put in, so they didn't require that venting purposes to come through the roof any longer. So in this case, they took that below grade and they left it open. Those chimneys, oftentimes, especially with maternal colonies, we find those chimneys provide a nesting or a roosting area that is almost like a thermocline. The bats are able to roost in there, and if they want it to be very warm, they go to the top. If they want it to be cold, they go down to the bottom. Maternal colonies are very, very temperature specific. They need a certain temperature to survive based on their age. The young, the pups, when they're born without any fur or hair, and that takes a while to grow in. So in the beginning stages, those bats require a fair amount of heat in the attic to survive. So in the beginning stages, when they're very young, there's a lot of clustering. Those bats are very close together. In this particular situation, we're doing the inspection late in the season, and so these bats are already able to fly, and clustering is limited to little tiny pockets here and there, which is pretty normal for that maternal colony to kind of disperse a little bit and not be so clustered up in one little tiny space. They don't need the body heat that kind of behavior affords them any longer. So, yeah, you'll see them little clusters here and there, but they're certainly mostly dispersed at this point. I imagine that this colony was much larger. A couple weeks before this inspection was done, some of the bats have already probably dispersed this roost. So yeah, the attic inspection is very detailed. We like to take lots of pictures and document very clearly what's going on with that circumstances, so the client has good records for insurance or contractors, or any type of work that might need to be done can be coordinated easily with by sending the client the emailed report. They can email it to any of their contractors or insurance company representatives. Notice I put the hatch back. anytime you get into an attic, especially maternal situations, those bats sometimes can take flight and become alarmed and end up in the living space. So I like to close the hatch behind me just to make sure no bats squeak in to the living space. We also document damage to insulation, type of insulation, and note that in the inspection report as well, so that the client has that documentation as well. So for all your pest control needs, particularly structural or serious wildlife related issues, get a hold of us at whennaturecallspestcontrol.com. You can always visit us also on Facebook to check out the work that we've done recently and get some good information about pests in your area. All right, thank you.